Hello everybody and welcome back to the digital space for drama in our series on Verbatim Theatre. Now in our last lesson you started to look at the overview of the style, you created some open questions and you were going to interview 3 members of your family or close relatives or people who weren't in your household, anyone you can find really, as long as it's not the dog because they need to be able to actually say words. Now for this lesson what you should have selected is one interview out of the 3 that you've completed, the one that is your favourite, the one you think is the best. Let's just quickly dive into the task, transcribing. You are now going to write down what they said exactly as they said it. But if you think about the way people talk, all of the ums, the ohs, the ers, and all those pauses, things that we just kind of like blank out in our minds, well actually that is part of their script. So we're going to be including all the mistakes, the mispronunciation, and the random expressions. Verbatim theatre scripts allow us to hear people how they really talk. Okay, we've given you a little example just here where you can see we have used various punctuation marks to try and draw things out. And that's an important note. We're not writing an essay here. We're not really interested in the correct way to write from an English perspective here. We're going to throw out the rule book. Where's a rule book? Where's a rule book? I need a rule book to throw out. Throw it out. That's absolutely fine. You do whatever you hear. Once you've finished, don't worry, it's not gonna look like a normal piece of writing. So what I'm gonna do for you is I'm gonna demo using my mum's interview in the previous lesson. I'm gonna write out my transcript from the questions that I asked her. And these are the questions that I created. So let's go onto my phone. Okay, I've got 1% left. Absolutely hate wires. Fabulous.
Hiya Mum, what have you found most difficult about this period of time?
So let's have a listen to what she's got to say.
Not being able to see family.
I don't know if you noticed, but Mum actually starts her sentence by going, I don't even know how to describe that. I'm just going to put vocal click like that. And then she says, can probably put in a comma there.
Not being able to see family.
Not being able to see family. Not being able to see. There's a bit of a pause there before she says the word family, so I'm going to use an ellipsis. But the way she said family, it's like a list. So there's something else to come. I'm not going to use a full stop there.
Particularly grandchildren.
Particularly grandchildren, so I'm going to put a comma there.
And I think I'm taking things less for granted.
And I think I'm taking things. There's a bit of a pause there after things less for granted. And I'm going to put a full stop there because the way that she's finished that sentence, it sounded like it was finished. Right, so there we go. Second question.
How else have you been using your time then?
Now, I actually merged those questions into one and I slightly changed them, but that's absolutely fine.
So.
There's that click again. She goes, so.
I'm doing some homeschooling because we foster a 12-year-old boy.
Because we foster.
I've had to learn a little bit about how
I've had to, and these are gaps, learn a little bit about. So can you see what I've done there? Because she's breaking up each word, I'm just adding in these little pauses, these little gaps.
We're also teaching some life skills like baking and drying the dishes.
Some life skills like baking.
We're also teaching some life skills like baking and drying the dishes, and I walk my Labrador.
So like baking and drying dishes, and so she's saying these over and over again, like baking and
Yes, and I walk my Labrador.
I walk. I'm going to use one of those dashes. My Labrador.
So I have some goals.
So I have some goals.
I want to read some books. I haven't even had time yet, so I've actually been quite busy.
Okay, and that is it. So the first thing you're going to do is go through your interview like that and write down the answers to all the questions. That might well take you the full lesson. Depending on your answers, there might be quite a lot to do. But if you have time, do go back over like I've done and re-listen, because some of these little tweaks really help later on for the performance. Okay, so that is then a quick overview on how to start transcribing your interviews. Really pay attention to those little funny noises people make all the time and be inventive about how you want to write those down. I hope you enjoy this lesson, and in the next lesson we're going to start to look at performing these characters. I'll see you very soon.